positions like the vice president positions, senior vice president being the first of the top positions. Well, what happens is you start getting stock options. 5,000 shares of stock options. We didn't know what that was. We didn't know what an IPO was when we first got in business. But if this company goes public, just understand that is a beautiful thing if you got 5,000 shares at the IPO price, which is called the initial public offering. That means it's less than the amount that it's going to open up. So the difference would be your profit when they go public. So now, not only that, you get up to $800 a month for a BMW payment. We just actually promoted a senior vice president in Las Vegas, Anthony Boyd. He just hit a few days ago, and he's already shopping for his BMW and so forth. But it's a beautiful thing to know that you get up to $800 a month towards that note. So guess what the conversation was I had with him the night before last? I said, listen, man, find you a nice, beautiful BMW, but find one that has a car note of $800 a month or less. And the reason being, folks, is quite obvious. Why put your hand in your pocket for anything if the company's willing to pay up to $800? Find one where they'll cover the whole note. And so that's my philosophy, is get it for free. Not only that, but you get other bonuses, an annual vacation. You can qualify for an expense account. That's just at the SVP level, which, by the way, I teach a lot of my up-and-coming leaders. That's the beginning. The SVP position, look, don't look at that as the finish line. Don't take your breather and start celebrating. This is when you cross the threshold to really change your family's life. So this is the time to really start pushing, because after that position, there's another one called Platinum Senior Vice President. And at this position, what happens is it's incredible. The first thing the company does, they show you their token of appreciation for the book of business you bring the company by awarding you with a Bentley. Now, folks, I'm telling you, I know a lot of companies out here that have car programs. I don't know any of them that are giving away Bentleys. Now, people always question, because that's unheard of in most companies, but people ask us all the time, are people really giving away Bentleys? And I'm telling you right now, the answer is yes. As a matter of fact, I was blessed to be the first person in the company to do that, but I'm way more excited, 10 times more excited about the fact that so many others have done that. I think now we're up to about 17 or 18 different people. Now, you think about this. I don't care what race, what gender, what age, what education, wherever you come from. If you can look at the top of a company and see all different walks of life, well, then you can't even remotely start to say, is this real or can it work for you? Because if it can work for all of us, different walks of life, it can work for you as well. The one common thread, common denominator, is that we all had desire and we believed it and we put in work. We put in the action to do it. And so there are a lot of people that are getting this done in a relatively short period of time, especially comparing it to how long it takes for someone to go through the corporate career. Now, here's the deal. In addition to the Bentley, which is fantastic, they also have what's called a platinum revenue pool. And at the end of the year, which our next convention is going to be in New Orleans in January, I'm telling you, my projection, if I'm correct, they're probably going to give away close to $2 million. I know last year we split about $1.1 million, and it was 9 of us that split that. So you can imagine people are walking away with some pretty hefty bonus checks just because they committed to this and got to Platinum Senior Vice President. There's going to be a day where I think we'll have hundreds of Platinums, and there's going to be a day when there are tens of millions in that pool. And so everybody's going to be being able to have one incredible Christmas bonus at the end of the year. And that's on top of what you earn as a Platinum SVP. So now let me talk to you about how you get started, because what's unique about tonight's call, and this is what I always share this. I was in Los Angeles this past weekend, and I shared in front of a room. I said, listen, the benefit of you guys plugging into these live webinars, because we've got these presentations all over. You know, the wonderful thing about this is that you've got resources to be able to share with someone else exactly what we do, but doing that without you having to explain it yourself. So we've got websites, we've got DVDs, we've got all types of things where you can have people look at the business. However, there's nothing more powerful than a live webinar. I'm talking about, like, right now, this is live. Today is September the 24th, 2012. So we know that every bit of information you get is current and accurate. So here's the reason I say that, is because when you look at how do you get started in this business? Well, if you're looking at the screen right now, you know there are two positions that you can start. I only want to talk about one, and that's the one on the right side called Independent Marketing Representative. As you can see right there, it says it's a $249 startup fee to start your business with 5 links. However, I believe in being forthright and giving you the whole picture up front. I don't believe in upselling people later. So here's what I'm telling you. $249, yes, that will get you in this business. That will get you your ID number. Absolutely, that's a fact. However, would you rather be in with an ID number or in the right way and in a position to start making money as soon as you start building your team? Well, for that to happen, you need to at least be what's called qualified. Qualified just means you've got to get your first couple of customers that your senior partners will walk you through. But I always encourage people, get our main product, get the Global Links product, and then get your back office website. When you do that, it's going to cost you about $125 in addition to the $249. So the magic number that I want you to remember and to know that you're going to need is $375. That's the number. Now here's the deal. In addition to that, you got to look at the fact that you can become profitable pretty quickly. So you might be thinking, okay, if I were to do this $375, Steve, what's the first goal? Well, here's what our normal quick start bonus is. And that is when you get started in our company and you just start to do the basic things that I talked about, which is you get your customers, you get your business partners. I use the example of the young lady in Las Vegas that her name is Diane. She's got 20 business partners and she's been in for I think today is like the 29th day that she's been in. 20 business partners, and she's already at a position called executive director, which is our third earned position. Now, here's the thing. I want you to get this. She did that in under 30 days. Let me show you what you see on this slide. They're not saying go get 20 business partners. They're saying, look, on this slide, get your 20 customer points and get 2 business partners. Not 20, 2 business partners. But now, you can see that our normal compensation, when you do that, is $750. But I want everybody under the sound of my voice to write this down. We have a promotion that is ending tonight at midnight local standard time. So winning and support in place. I just think it's incredible that we all have the opportunity to do that. But one thing I want you to understand is get money as an issue out of the way. I always like to share this personal story only because this is what it means when you can not have an issue of money in your life. My mom turned 70 about 4 years ago. And I'll never forget calling my dad and saying I want to do something special for her. And he was thinking, well, no, she's just going to cool out, man. We don't have anything planned. And I live in Dallas. My parents live in Chicago. Long story short, I talked him into having at least a surprise dinner for my mom. But I had something up my sleeve. And I told my dad and my brother and sister, don't tell mom I'm coming in town. Let's just do this big and have her really enjoy her 70th birthday. So when she got to the restaurant and they all screamed surprise and she was all excited, then I told my brother when she gets there, call me on the cell phone because that's when I'm going to come over. So then he called and said, she's here. So I'm walking in the restaurant. Now get this, I got all this on film. You're getting ready to see it right now. I walked into that restaurant. As you can see right here in this picture, I was about 1 foot behind my mother. And I'm talking to her, and she's thinking I'm in Dallas, and I'm right behind her. So I'm saying, happy birthday, Mom. I love you. I heard you know, they gave you a surprise party, and I know you guys are going to have a good time. And then I said, by the way, Mom, you look beautiful with that pink shirt on. And when she said to me, how do you know I'm wearing a pink shirt? I said, turn around, Mom. And this is what happened when she turned around. And so it was absolutely incredible. And so, look, my mother was absolutely shocked when I was standing behind her. But I told you I had something up my sleeve. And so I said to my mom, I said, you know what, Mom, all my childhood and even my adult life, I remember hearing you constantly say that there was one particular item that you really wanted, and one day you were going to get it, and you loved it, and you told all your friends, I'm going to get one of those and this and that. And it got to a point where I had to realize that my mom was turning 70 years old. Like, when is she going to get this? And so I just told her, I handed her a little white box right here. And I said, Mom, never again are you going to be able to say one day you're going to get one of these, because you got it today. Happy birthday. She did not have a clue what I was talking about. And it wasn't until she opened the box and got to the bottom, and it was a key. And you can see the expression on her face right there, because she's starting to realize, I know this isn't what I think it is. So I grabbed her hand and I said, yep, come on, Mom, let's go on out front and let's take a look at your present. And I'm telling you, folks, when she walked out in front of that restaurant and saw a champagne gold Jaguar with a big red bow on it, she just couldn't believe it. And I had to even tell her, Mom, this is yours. Happy birthday. Get in. And even when she got in the car, look at this expression, still mouth wide open. But I'm telling you, what was such a learning experience for me was when she got out of the car and just started sobbing in my shoulder and in my chest and saying this was the absolute best birthday she has ever had in her entire life. And it made me stop and think that, man, why do we wait until either our loved ones are up in age before we're able to really show them how much they mean to us, and not just through material things, but just in general. But then I thought about, most of us wait until our loved ones are called home before we start really expressing to everyone else about what they meant to us. And I say that only because that was a learning experience for me, that I realized that it feels way better to give than it does to receive. And you couldn't have told me that and had me believe it, 10, 15 years ago. But now I get that. I understand what it means to be a servant. I understand that when God has blessed you, you turn around and you bless somebody else. That's just the way I think the world works. And so I'm not saying 5 links is the only thing that you can do to make money, but I'm telling you this with everything that's in me. This thing works. And it is unbelievable to see how many people, I don't care, black, white, older, younger, Asian, Filipino, Spanish, I don't care where you're from, every nationality, every educational level. Anybody can do it. You know why? The computer promotes you. So depending on what you do is what you get out of this. So no, you don't have a boss telling you what you can and can't do. Now, you remember I said it was $375 to get in. Well, just understand you can become profitable immediately. Let's take advantage of these bonuses.